the workman has just finished and was just showing me what he'd done and was leaving. So that's all that was. But I figured might as well just stop and start a new recording. Probably easier that way. Anyway, right. So I was looking at, I mean, it says spoilers, but like I was looking at the trophy guide. So apparently there are 12 trophies in total. The platinum, obviously, get on our trophies. Get your first trophy, which I've got. Beat the game, which it says a little misleading, this one, as there are many endings in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. To unlock this trophy, you need to reach the true ending, also known as the freedom ending. You do this by obeying everything the narrator says, ultimately leading you down to the mind control facility and switching off the power. I didn't breathe probably a few minutes ago, now I can't breathe. Test trophy, please ignore. This trophy is impossible to unlock until later in the game. Eventually, one of the doors in the office will change, reading new content. Enter through this door and you'll go to a brand new area. When you're in the exhibition hall, you'll notice one of the attractions is a free trophy. When you pull the lever on the machine, the narrator explains it's not working yet, and then there's a whole explanation. Welcome back. Quit the game and start it again. That's all you do. You can't jump. No, seriously, we disabled it. Another odd but easy trophy. Attempt to jump several times by pushing the face buttons. After a handful of tries, the trophy will pop. Play the Stanley Parable for the entire duration of a Tuesday. What? As the description reads, you need to have the Stanley Parable running for full 24 hours on a Tuesday from midnight to midnight. You must have the game open for a whole day. We've attempted to force this trophy by utilising the console system clock, but no matter what we try, there's no way getting around this one. You really do have to have the game running for an entire Tuesday. Okay. A trophy by going to the boss's office and just inputting loads of 8s on the keypad. Click on the door. Click on door 435 times. Gets you a trophy. Speed run. Complete the Stanley Parable in under 4 minutes and 22 seconds. Settings World Champion. Set all settings sliders in the menu to all available numbers. Fucking hell. Super go outside. Don't play the Stanley Parable for 10 years. You don't actually have to wait a decade. You can if you want, but there's really no need. Here's what you need to do. Boot up the Stanley Parable, go to Systems, date and time, and set it to 10 years, and it'll unlock straight away. Okay, so not actually a lot of trophies for, like, getting the endings. Mostly weird trophies for doing weird shit.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered this was not the correct way.
Okay, let's see if I can get the phone thing to work this time, because I think it broke my game, but I could be wrong.
By the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow, yes, this room. But eager to get back to business.
I feel like I broke it because I did the confusion ending, but like I don't remember what the next thing I was supposed to do in the confusing ending was.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Do not jump from the... Oh, it does actually say don't jump from it while in motion, you'll die. Okay, fair.
Perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for... This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting. That's her, Stanley. You... Oh, no, you can't... Did you just unplug the phone? No, that wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that? You actually chose incorrectly?
Yeah, like, the confusion ending. Like, I'm wondering, like, if you follow the instructions on the confusion board, does that get, like, a different ending? But, like, I don't remember what they say.
His apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another. Music comes in, fade to white, roll credits. Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible? None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything. I don't understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner? You're not Stanley. You're a real person. I can't believe I was so mistaken. This is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real world. Please observe this helpful instructional video.
Okay, so I'm thinking that is the ending. I'm thinking if you do this one, it, like, freezes your game and it never does anything again. Is that the ending? Is that the joke? Because, I mean, who knows with this damn game? Let's see, like, hold on, like, if I Google, like, Stanley Parable Unplug the Phone ending? Is that what it's called? Unplug phone. You will end up in the not Stanley ending. Oh shit. It said make it my, like, favorite time, so let's say, like, 2 p.m. Ah, 2 p.m, your favorite time of day. Or could you simply not resist giving me the correct time again? After all, I know how much you enjoy setting the time correctly. Okay, now I'm curious how accurate 2 p.m. is. Let's use another slider to find out. How accurate is 2 p.m? I mean, how accurate? It's either accurate or it isn't. You know, can I just say, regardless of the accuracy of the clock, I'm having a great time adjusting these settings. I feel like I'm learning more about you and how you like things to be set. It's good to collect data. I wish we had more sliders, but we've gone through all the sliders I have. Perhaps I can invent some new sliders to gather new data on you. Shouldn't be too hard. Yeah, let me whip a couple new ones up. Should be ready by the next time you boot up the game. Alright then, weirdo. Yeah, I mean, it says here. The narrator finally realizes you're not Stanley, but instead a real person. As the narrator calls your use of choice irresponsible, you'll be shown an educational video on decision making. And it says there is an actual video, so why does it not play when I play it?
Of a man named Stanley.
Yeah, it says it plays and then there's like multiple endings off of that ending. Yeah, there is supposed to be an actual video. So is it glitching then? I'm confusion. How to get off the platform and live? Apparently there's something to do with a bucket. This game is bizarre. Can I use this, by the way? No. Okay, I'm super confused now.
All of his co-workers were gone. What? Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the trophy? Click a door 5 times? Is that all you think a trophy is worth? No. I got to...
What?
Just give these merits away for such little effort. A measly 5 clicks? Now, suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say that's the kind of effort that warrants recognition.
I have to say, I'm
What?
still feeling the satisfaction of witnessing true effort for a noble cause. Perhaps 50 clicks will do it. Yes, almost certainly 50 clicks.
50 clicks. 6.
No. I'm still not feeling it. I want this trophy to have meant something. It has to be a true reward for valiant effort. I want to see some hustle, Stanley. I want to see commitment, a willingness to go all the way no matter the cost.
Why don't you go put 20 clicks into door number 417?
What? Where's 417? Oh, here. No, wait, what? Wait. Oh.
Oh, great. Now, go click a few times on door 437.
Oh, that's 428. All right.
Excellent. I think we're getting somewhere. Now, door 415. Let's give it 10 clicks or so.
Oh my god. I hate this narrator.
Now, back to door number 437.
Oh my god, I hate you.
Let's see. How about you click on, well, I don't know, the copy machine? All right, back to room 417. I'm really feeling it now. I think we're getting somewhere.
This fucking game.
Okay, now go climb on employee 419's desk.
How do I do that?
Yes! This
What?
is great! You're putting it all on the line, Stanley. I like that. All right, let's keep it up. Go give me a few clicks on door 416.
Oh my god.
We've almost got it! Now the copy machine, do that one again!
Where's the coffee machine again?
Finish it off, Stanley! 5 clicks on door 430! Yes! We did it! Oh, wow. That felt amazing. Oh, you really earned it, Stanley. Nothing could hold you back. Yes, I'm very proud of how far we've come today.
Great, I'm really glad that we did that. Okay, let's see what else we can get up to in this game, eh?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either.
Oh, I missed this board.
Wave of disbelief.
Oh, there was other boards. Oh, I'm an idiot. I didn't read any of
hoping
these.
he might find an answer there.
Profits. Requires more secondary research. Target demographic teenagers. The stock market is somewhere here. Coloured in segment. What do people want? Things, money, more money, things. Things, but with money to buy more things. Graphs about things and money. We have our new product. Size of demographic. Space between teenagers. Throw something in. Throw something in the ideas bin. No more bins. Trash cans. Renaming of the idea bin. Firing of me. Quarterly post review. We need more, less reviews. 402 and 405 want to get rid of the death sport portion of the prime review schedule, but I think that's a stupid idea. More water coolers. More water cooler heaters. Charts need to be more hip to appeal to teenage demographic. Find teenagers to put in the teenage demographic. Big net. Some sort of child trap. Okay.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
But what if I don't? I'm in the car park.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. "I'm dreaming!" he yelled. "This is all a dream." Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself...
What?
And began to gently...
Wait, what the fuck?
Around.
No, what is this?
Imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield. And it too...
What the hell is going on?
Much fun. And Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
All right, then.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone!
Oh my God.
My name is Stanley. I have a boss, I have an office, I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real, I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black. This is the story of a woman.
Wait, what?
Mariella woke up.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day, the very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Huh. Okay. I've just googled and yeah, it seems to be a PS4 glitch with the not Stanley ending. So hopefully Crows will patch that out soon, because it looks like that's like judging by the wiki, it looks like that's a really fun ending to play through. So kind of annoying that it doesn't
All of his co-workers
work.
were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go.
I wonder if like
Perhaps
if I
this
go
is
through
his
that bit.
dilemma.
I mean, that was really long, but I don't know what happens if I keep going. How did I get there again?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the...
Oh, it was a staircase, wasn't it?
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
So like if I go down here, I feel like I keep going.
Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy.
Wait, oh no.
To Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously.
He was right when he mentioned about the rooms repeating, they actually do
Reason at all. None of it made any
repeat.
logical
Oh
sense.
no.
And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations.
So I was standing still, I didn't know what.
Didn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating?
I wasn't moving, so I didn't realise what he meant by they're simply repeating.
It can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it.
Okay, this ending goes on for a while, so I'm gonna come out and go back in. Oh, I probably could have just exited to the menu, couldn't I? I kind of forgot that I could do that. Because every other time I'd done that is because the game had broken. Wait. Please adjust the slider until the dog and cat are friends. Aww. Aww. What the hell? Please adjust slider until number 5 becomes the number 9. Wait, that's number 9, isn't it? Oh, that's also 9. Oh. Okay, what if I do this one then? Please adjust the slider until you stop adjusting the slider. Which of these two words below is most appealing to you? Occuboinkle or scrumtush? Scrumtush sounds like something that would be a Scottish word, so I'm going to go with that. Please don't adjust the slider. Do you know what time it is right now? Yes. It's 11:43. And is the time that it is right now the correct time? Yes. What time is it? What is time anyway? What is time anyway? Yes or no? No. Is there anything about yourself that you haven't told me? Oh, so very much, Stanley Parable. Help. Yes, I'll help you. Help. Will you come back to visit me? This game is insane. Yes, I will come back to visit you, Stanley Parable. I love it and I hate it in equal measure. Right. Begin the game. I've also just noticed that the picture on the computer is looping infinitely, just to really mess with your mind. Okay, what other ways haven't I gone? Because obviously I can't get the No Stanley ending right now because the game needs to be patched.
All of his co-workers.
It says there's like 40 endings, so like where else can I go?
The meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
So far, I think the confusion ending has been my favourite, because that was just completely bonkers, especially when the music started playing.
Wasn't here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office.
Right, is there anywhere else I can go?
Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Nope. I feel like that opened earlier, did it not? I've been in here. The bathroom. That's different. I've got the feeling money's for stealing, but not yours, of course. So I say that's a lovely purse. Yeah, I swear they opened earlier, did they not? Am I mad?
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked,
Unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, what dark secret was being held from him. What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Okay, are there other ways to go here? There was that corridor that I think was looping it infinitely, but maybe it wasn't.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death. The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Oh. Okay. This game is so strange. Oh, okay. Falling. Oh. I'm not dead. I'm alive. I'm in an elevator shaft. Or something. Oh my god, where am I?
Inched closer and closer to his demise. He reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Oh.
Farewell, Stanley.
Wait, what?
As Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Oh, wait. Oh my god, I'm still alive. What is going on? The Stanley Parable.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
This game would be wild in VR, wouldn't it? Wait, now... Wait.
You can walk has been
Where are we now?
long in advance. Death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Nature paintings. Stanley's computer. Office layout. This blueprint shows the office in the beginning of the game. The path from Stanley's office to the two doors was the first part of the game that was built. Sections have been added and altered through development, though the core layout remains almost identical to the first iteration. Corridor. The pacing of this opening section was important to get right. The corridor has been moved and altered to make sure the player reaches the two doors in good time. This is like the display for like the game's development. The set of 2 doors was the very first concrete piece of Stanley Parable's design. Once this room was created, the rest of the game emerged as an extension of it, an exploration of the contradiction this room posed. Filing cabinets, office computers, oh look, the credits! A desk, the office, some doors. Button sounds. A selection of sounds used throughout the game when buttons are pressed. Each sound is a mix of a keyboard stroke and a synthesized tone. Oh, nice. Credits. Oh, cute. The impeccable Kevin Brighting as the narrator. It's like a museum. The office. Maintenance room, an early version of the maintenance room. It's the photocopier. Ultra Deluxe announcements. In December 2018, we announced that the Ultra Deluxe version of the Stanley Parable at the Game Awards. These are screenshots of the videos we made for the announcement and the game's delay. Oh. Warzone. Early in development, we designed an area where Stanley would end up on a battlefield fighting aliens. The action game would become sentient and would wage war against the narrator. Realised shortly after starting to build that it was far too jokey and on the nose for the tone of the game. Plus, some people interpreted it as making fun of people who like shooters, which was not our intention. Sounds kind of fun though. Narrator emails. After the second trailer we sent out, we asked people to email the narrator for questions. While we had initially planned to use these further promotional materials, we never found the perfect use for them. Here are a selection of those emails. From Wong Yong. Oh. How do you type with boxing gloves on, Ben? What do the lights in the control room do? I really want to know. Please partner with me in a very rewarding business venture. Details will be sent to you if you're interested. Treat as important, not spam. Hi, Mr. Narrator Guy. I have a question for you, sir, and it is, what is your message for today? Sincerely, Harris. There is a skeleton inside of you. There are more skeletons in this world than humans. Thanks and goodbye. Every time someone talks about there's a skeleton inside of you, it honestly makes me feel ill. Am I Stanley? Are you spying on me? I don't... Why? How? Will the game feature capybaras? The game should feature capybaras. Every game should feature capybaras, to be quite honest. How do you stay in shape? While playing the... Oh geez, are you gay? What? Dink dunk? Take a screenshot of that, that's great. How I will be censored in what manner, and perhaps most importantly, if you could elaborate on these questions, would be most welcome. Will the Stanley Parable have Infant Quest? How many endings? If the Stanley Parable is really going to let me go shopping, I hope I'll have a fine selection of desert boots. How do you make a JRPG? How do you make the worst game ever? What is the difference between a duck? I love that people really took this seriously. How is the game going? I hope it's good or better than the first one. From a cool man. Are you a rock? Could you tell me what's the significance of the number 1112800 is? I'm going to continue walking. The office. The lounge. An early version of the lounge. Looks like me building a house in The Sims, to be quite honest. Two-tone walls and a couch. The apartment timer. In a previous version of the choice leading to the apartment ending, a timer would give you 15 seconds to pick up the phone. Not picking up the phone would lead to a different ending. The cargo lift. The second version is functionally the same as what's in the final game, but we wanted it to look more like a place where cargo was actually stored. The cargo lift was always intended to offer the choice of staying on or jumping to a different path. However, after this early version, we decided we also wanted the option of the player falling to their death. Oh wait, you can jump onto where that door is? Oh, I did not know that. Zending levers. These levers were originally part of the Zending. The player would pull a lever and the narrator would describe what colour they had pulled. Zending. The screenshot depicts an early version of the ending known as the Zending, which was eventually cut and merged with another version of the game. With another part of the game. Zending model. The Zending went through many iterations. This room represents the fourth version of the ending, and we thought it was complete, but decided to abandon and change it again shortly before launch. I really appreciate the fact that they just were like, you know what, this isn't right for us and we're just going to chop it, because you could just not. Like, it must be really hard to, like, give up on something you've been working on, so, like, I appreciate them putting the effort in. For a long time, we had an ending that only ended when the player restarted from the escape menu. Unfortunately, very few players realised this is what they were supposed to do, which was frustrating for everyone. Fish and mailed. Monitor room elevator. For a time, the elevator in the monitor room could go up or down, with freedom above and countdown below. We abandoned this when players found it was too difficult to remember what was up and what was down and placed the two endings together instead. Countdown room, an early version of the countdown room. Freedom ending. This is the freedom ending as it existed in beta. Countdown desk. For a time, the elevator in the monitor room could go up or down. Oh, right, yeah. Says the same thing. Oh, is this the door I came in? Wait, no, it isn't. Is it? No, that's not the door I came in. Maybe it's the exit. This was the very first iteration of the freedom ending in the game's alpha. Certainly looks better now. I'm going to get so lost in here. Boss's office. Screens from the development of the boss's office. The red is definitely the most dramatic.
You had even the most fundamental.
What the fuck?
Of course, you being you, you'll probably spend the next.
I can hear talking.
This injustice. Stanley stood on the roof.
Oh, narrator outtakes. Kevin Brighting, the voice and narrator, recorded dialogue for the entire game roughly 3 separate times.
Possible for the player to do anything in this room. Perfect example of
Over 2 years of development. These are clips from early takes that were not used in the final
the kind of
version.
thing you'd pick up on intuitively if you had even the most fundamental understanding of good and bad game design.
I was wondering how long it would take to record all his dialogue for this game, because it must have so many versions. Ah, right, okay, I've went all the way around. Okay, where was that door from before? Did I go through here? So lost. Game design mock-up. This is the level that William, the level designer, sent Davey, the writer, as kind of an addition piece. The strength of this level got William hired to design the full game. Though much of the environment has changed, the basic layout from this mock-up is still in the game. Good for William. Go him. Achieve your dreams. Stanley's office. From left to right, the evolution of Stanley's office over time. The First was created in November 2011, the second in March 2012, and the third in February 2013. I mean, they don't look drastically different, but... Did I come up here? Yeah, I came up here.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free. Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen.
Oh, Jesus.
Listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail.
Turn off your PlayStation. There's no other way to beat this game.
As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time...
Is this what I do? Is this what it meant by the one where it said nobody knew that's what you were meant to do?
Choose for you. Don't let...
Okay, I've got up a list of endings just because I'm curious. So there's the freedom ending, which is the true ending if you escape. The countdown ending, which says that instead of pressing the off button on the mind control facility, you press on. The museum ending, which is where I just was, where you end up in a museum. The Maria ending, which is the one that we got when we were down in the car park. The escape pod ending. Okay, that involves going to the boss's office. The heaven ending? The broom closet ending. I've been in the broom closet. Oh! If you go in the broom closet and stay there long enough, then it triggers an ending. Okay. Bottom... I've just realised I'm not facing the microphone. Bottom of the mind control controller ending. Upon reaching the mind control facility, perform the monitor room glitch. Okay, that's interesting. Taking the elevator ending. Taking the elevator that leads to the mind control facility up and down several times will lead to the narrator sending Stanley to a conference hall. Right door endings. The confusion ending. So we've done that one. Yeah, we've done that one. Powerful ending. Drop to your death without boarding the platform. Oh wait, is that another one I got though? Because it says like the narrator will applaud Stanley for jumping and the game will restart. So I think I got that one. Quickly get off the lift before it takes you and then jump to the floor below. The narrator speaks some sarcastic comments on this ending, mocking you and forcing you to fall to your death. The apartment ending, the not Stanley ending, the Zending, the game's ending, the R ending, the vent ending, the pre-two doors room endings, the coward ending, apparently you don't leave the office, the out of map ending, you can climb through a window, the serious ending. That seems to involve a cheat console, so that might be computer exclusive. The whiteboard ending. Oh, it says that happens sometimes when the game restarts. And it's more of a kind of joke. Bucket endings? Progression endings? Oh, these are new endings for Ultra Deluxe. New content ending. The skip button ending. The sequel ending. The figurines ending. Oh my goodness. Okay, so let's see if we can get a few more before I finish up for today.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
What was the one about climbing out a window? I can't find it now. Hang on. Get on top of the desk on the left with the square computer 434.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
You will then crouch and leave through the window. Oh.
At first, Stanley assumed he'd broken the map until he heard this narration and realized it was part of the game's design all along. He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary into the...
How would you ever know to do that?
And its examination of structural narrative tropes. So, now that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun and unique place to be? Why don't we take a minute just to drink it all in? Okay, I'm over it now. What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet?
If you select yes, the narrator will sing a song for Stanley. How do I pick? Ah.
Well, I don't know how to say this politely, but you could literally just restart the game any old time you want. Like, right now. You could have done it just then. Now would also be an appropriate time to quit. Any of these points and so many, many more, all of them are appropriate. I'm enjoying what seems to be an internal conflict going on where you are literally unable to act on your own desires to restart the game. So, just to push the envelope, I'm going to try and make this as miserable as possible and see how long you can maintain.
Oh my god.
There once was a man named Stanley, who people considered so manly. But the truth must be told, he was not very old and was quite particularly gangly. What Stanley liked most was buttons. He pushed them like some kind of glutton. He did it all day in a meaningful way, but his brain had long ceased to function. Which is why he is in this parable, and lives an existence quite terrible. And if you are not strong, and keep playing along, you too will become quite unbearable. You too will become quite unbearable.
What a mysterious Jogo. Does it ever end, or do I just sit here forever listening to the music? Okay, I feel like it's never going to end. Okay, let's start again. I want to go through it. I want to see if I can get in the door from the warehouse platform, because I wasn't looking at it. It didn't really occur to me that I could, like, try and drop down. There's also apparently a trophy. See, when it says face buttons, what does that mean? Does it mean these?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Because it says if you keep doing this, eventually it will jump and you'll get the trophy, but I don't know if I'm doing it right. Oh! Oh. Oh.
Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
Oh. What is this? now what is going on? I was like thinking like, oh, I'll probably turn it off in a minute, but now some shit is going down. Where what the hell? Where am I? Where am I going?
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers.
It was. I do know that.
Receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over. Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
What?
Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure.
Is there a button?
Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or... Oh, there we go. All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it. I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley.
Oh, okay.
All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
Oh.
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right?
Oh, back into the left.
Goodness, another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could count to 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And oh, wait. There's more. Very good. Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is.
Thank you for enjoying the new content.
You've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason.
It's Ubisoft.
And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's trophies, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test law." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable. It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game, and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
Okay. Oh. Okay. Well, I'm back in my office, but that's not... This isn't the office. Where are we?
Psst.
What?
Stanley, come over here. In the vent. I want to show you something.
What? Does that just take me back to the office, do you think? Should I get in the vent? Oh my god, what now? Okay.
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past, and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special, and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look.
What the hell is this? This is like a castle or something. Oh, we're outside and everything.
Right. The memory zone. It's where I've been storing
I'm in Skyrim.
my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC.
The memory zone. This is a cute little house, I have to say. I would live here. Look, there's a little picnic basket. It's cute. I live like next to a lake. Zone, sweet zone.
You see, Stanley, doesn't the memory zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap PlayStation port?
Hey!
Back in October of 2013,
Oh, look!
when the game originally launched.
A big box!
Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Oh, the waste.
Audience Award, the 2014 Independent Games Festival. The BAFTA Game Award. Oh my god, look, it's the Last of Us trophy and they've stuck the Stanley Parable over the top. 2013, when the Stanley Parable was released. It's the Steam page. The Stanley Parable. The clock. Pry on pressurized gas. Haha, I get it, Steam. Linguists identify 15,000 15,000-year-old ultra-conserved words. 2,000 words whose sound and meaning have survived the past 15,000 years. 6 components of a great corporate culture. John Coleman, Harvard Business Review. Good times. Aww. A trip down memory lane. Smile because it happened. $1 bill. Go outside. It's impossible to get this achievement. Nominee for the BAFTAs in 2014. New video game releasing today. Congratulations. Surprisingly down to earth. Rutgers, constant scandals, new crisis. Colleges show uneven effort to enroll the poor. Business leaders push an election of council allies. 50% off designer hat. Lead Stanley. Stanley Parable deals tough choices. Oh, look. Now I'm getting Life is Strange vibes. What? There's a song. Oh, I'm so proud of you, Stanley Parable.
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism. 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "We're so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art. Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim. It was Persona 3. It was all of them. And now, it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
It says, how do you review a game like the Stanley Parable? To describe any one part is to risk its ruination. To detail what it has to say about game design, the illusion of choice, the psychology of the gamer, is to tell you too much. Comparisons to are going to be woefully inadequate. Perhaps its closest cousin would be Dear Esther, but where Dear Esther wastes the form of interactive entertainment, Stanley Parable uses and then subverts it. For so many games that aspire to be more than games and end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created. Even so, holding the game to the standards of any other title is simply not going to be correct. So how do you review what has become known as the Stanley Parable HD, the full-scale reimagining of one of the most intriguing mods available online? How do you discuss it, analyse it and recommend it? That's quite simple. You don't. Flawless victory. Games rated 10 aren't perfect, since nothing is, but they come as close as you can get in a given genre. The new must-have game in its sector. We're talking pure ecstasy. My stomach's rumbling. As always, when I've been playing on here for a while. The 2 doors. Some design pictures. What do I do? Do I go through there? Do I go down here? Memory zone maintenance. The original remake. From Scott K.
Here's another moving passage.
Repeatable carpet textures.
The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. All they had to do was transport it in pristine condition along to the PlayStation. Boom, done. And they couldn't even do that.
No, you're right, 'cause it's glitched.
With a beloved French.
I can't get the Not Stanley ending because of that. Going the wrong way has never felt so right. Where do I go? A serious room. The greatest wealth is
These were
memory.
simpler times, Stanley. But I wouldn't give to go back, to have it all over again. Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here?
Oh no.
Oh no, oh God, no, Stanley. It's a collection of reviews from Pressurized Gas, the extremely popular online storefront for computer games. I haven't looked at these in years.
Oh no, not the pressurized gas reviews.
Yeah. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
Oh no.
Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion.
Oh no.
Obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them. Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley?
Oh no.
Preachy, am I? You can
For
tell me
narrator.
I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. Well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did, but maybe it wasn't. Oh dear. What an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks on my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure. Like I let these people down. Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered.
It's okay, Kevin Brighting. We love you and we love the game.
You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening.
Oh no, I wish there was a skip button.
A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have.
Okay. See if there's anything around the back. There is not.
And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the second my incessant droning starts to bore you, with just the push of a button, you'll have zipped right past it. It's what the players have been asking for, and I'm very proud to have delivered. No more listening to me rambling on and on and on. No. The Stanley Parable is a game for the people. And if the people want silence, then by goodness, that's what they're going to get. Well, don't sit around waiting for me to shut up. Go ahead and make me shut up. Here, we'll pretend that I've just begun an interminable monologue, and it goes something like this. The story, and the choices, or what have you, and therefore, by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably, we all until the end of time, at which time everything all at once, so, now you see, blah 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 blah. We've eaten too much and it can't be just yet, no, until 200...
I don't know how long he goes on for.
Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes and lengthy ruminations on the nature of choice in video games. Of course, I happen to believe it was perhaps one of my more profound such ruminations. Not that, of course, you need a description of it, but if I had to describe it, I'd say it was perhaps less of a rumination and more of a treatise. Or maybe a manifesto. Look, I'll outline it for you very briefly, and you can tell me what you think. Okay, so my theory is... Well there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of...
This is what we needed for my history teacher at school. He actually told us to tell him if he was rambling and we didn't want to listen anymore.
Wait to see what Cookie 9 will say about this, and whether they'll edit the rating of their pressurized gas review, or at least change some of the wording.
The problem was it was really easy to get him to go off on a ramble about nothing, and then you didn't have to do any work, because he was just talking for half an hour about nothing.
Better educated on how exactly pressurized gas works. Perhaps that would have been a smart thing to check on before I went on about this whole exercise of making the skip button. Although I have to imagine that after seeing this exciting new technology at work, surely whoever it is who runs pressurized gas will instantly run out and implement a new feature to make it possible to edit one's review merely because of this very situation.
I'm sure they will.
I think that's quite likely. Or perhaps they'll simply grant this particular user the ability to change their review so that the feature is not widely abused. Look, I would even be okay with pressurized gas or... Okay, welcome back, Stanley. I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is...
Oh no, the door disappeared.
Longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes? It's not unendurable by any means, but it's, well, there's really only so much I can ramble on to myself about. I know, it's shocking, isn't it? But at any rate, I do suggest that we not press the button again. I think the skip button has been aptly demonstrated, and we can
The door is gone.
And just, wait, how do we get out of here? Where did the door go? Wasn't there a door that led into this room? I do feel quite certain that there was one here before. How else would we have gotten into the room in the first place? I don't think one can enter a room without a door of some sort, or a window or something like that. Do you see a window anywhere? A porthole? A sufficiently large crack in the wall? I'll take any of these. All I want is for us to move on and to please step away from the skip button, to go anywhere other than the skip button. There was a door here before. Stanley! Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours. You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer. And my God, there's no way out of the room. Stanley, the door is gone.
It is gone. The door is gone.
I've looked at it from every angle. I've checked every one of those walls 1,000 times. And there's no door, Stanley. There's no door. There's just you and the button, and if you keep pressing it, I have no idea what will happen. I have no idea how long I'll be made to sit here, and more than anything else, I don't know how to stop you from pressing the button again. I can't control anything in this room, Stanley. I can't touch it, and I have to believe, I have to know that sooner or later, no matter how much I plead with you, you're going to press the button again. Why would you? I've been thinking, and I don't know what I can do to convince you otherwise. Oh my God. And it's all because of those reviews that I couldn't get out of my head. I just couldn't ignore the negative feedback. Why was it so important for me to fix the problem? Why did Cookie 9's opinion matter so much to me? I've never even met Cookie 9. I have no idea who they are. What would it ever really matter? But here I am. I'm fixating on every time. Stanley, you're back.
Oh no.
Oh my goodness. I have someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks. I've been sitting here all that time. Just sitting here. Not a single person to speak with. And you'd think that that's just how it's always been, right? Me talking and you saying nothing. Would you think that it's exactly... Doesn't that feel like what we've already been doing? Me just talking? But it isn't, Stanley. It isn't the same at all. It isn't even close. Because I know you can't hear me once you push that button. That's what I'm realizing now, Stanley. I'm realizing that I needed to know that someone was listening. I needed there to be a vessel through which my words were moving. It was the vessel I needed, Stanley. Not the outcomes, not the story. None of that matters anymore. I'll give it all up. I'll give up every branching path. I'll burn my story to the ground. One single thing I need, and God, I can see now that I need it more than anything, is to know that someone else is taking it in. These words that I'm saying, I need to know you can hear me. Because maybe, Stanley, maybe, if you can hear me, then maybe it means I'm real. Maybe I'm not just a fiction. Was I scared of that all along? Perhaps. Yes. Perhaps I've been scared this whole...
I really want to listen to everything he has to say, but I also don't.
Oh, it's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through. I've had so much time. I stopped keeping track after a year. Have you ever sat down in one place and not moved for one entire year? Let me describe it for you. To begin with, there is only regret. There is only the turning wheel of missed opportunities. I felt nothing at all but regret for the longest time, Stanley. Days, months.
Is he gone? Is it over?
But they didn't understand the game was
Oh my God,
never
he's so
meant to
good.
be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us. It wasn't enough. They had to...
Do we ever get out of this room? Also, why is there a group of birds attacking the front of my house?
The end is never the end, 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 is never...
Oh, the clock fell off the wall. Oh. Hey, we're getting somewhere. The roof caved in. But the sun is out, so that's nice. God, I'm so hungry, I need to stop playing, but like I need to find out what happens. Oh! Nature is healing! Oh, it's like The Last of Us. Oh. Oh shit. What happened to Nature is healing? God, do we ever leave? Do we ever get out of here? Like, ever? I think the narrator's dead. Haven't heard from him in a while. Oh. Oh shit, the button. Oh, I can leave. Nice. Oh. It's Uncharted 3. Where do I go? Oh. Okay. Huh. Alright.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Okay, I still want to go and do
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps
the
it's
door
something
from
there.
the warehouse again. Oh, what the fuck? New content.
Oh, good. You notice my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
Really? What now? I want to go through the warehouse door. We can never escape. The game has locked me in forever, and I'm so hungry.
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley parable and about how roundly disappointing this ultra deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this ultra deluxe nonsense. I say we take it
Oh shit.
a step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever, the Stanley Parable 2.
Oh, the Stanley Parable 2.
See, isn't this far superior to a measly port with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience.
Look at the computer, it's like much better computer.
It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for.
Yeah, like, they've not got CRT monitors anymore because it's modern and new. Investor showcase.
Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe?
Taste the sequel.
But the Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement right there. It's future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential.
Just the two of us, we can make it if we try. Just the two of us. Just the two of us. Building castles in the sky. Just the two of us. Paradigm shift. Synergy. Brick and mortar approach. Envelope. Client-centric marketing. The colour red. Nah, that's Mirror's Edge. Can't do that. Leverage, holistic value, sequential, mindshare, more TSP, better TSP. Never actually occurred to me that TSP stands for the Stanley Parable until this very minute. New content is out. New content is in. Part 2. Old and busted, new hotness. Boring sections of the chart. Cool red section of the chart. They're back. 2 doors. Don't talk to me before I've had my sequel. 1 plus 1 is 2 minus 1 is Stanley Parable 2 logo ideas. Nice couch. Oh.
Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical, really.
Wait. The Stanley Parable 2 is... Ah, right. The Stanley Parable 1 is the prequel to Stanley Parable 2. The sequel to the Stanley Parable is the The sequel to the Stanley Parable is the prequel to the Stanley Parable 2 is the sequel to the Stanley Parable 1 is the Oh my god, my head. Yeah, the Stanley Parable is sequel to the Stanley Parable 2 is the sequel to the Stanley Parable. Okay. Mahid. This way to the show floor. New features. Expo Hall 2. Da-da. The Stanley Parable 2.
Go on, try out some of the new features.
Ooh, merge. I saw the new content. No screenshots. Is that Stanley? Collectibles. Oh no, not collectibles. New features, new content, new ideas. The new updated ray trace. More of the same, but in a good way. Sequel to the Stanley Parable. Red is the new orange. A whole new office. The button that says the name of the player that is playing the game. Hear your name in the game. Enjoy the new features. Epilogue. I don't know where to go, there's too many things. Don't want to miss stuff.
For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself,
Damn it.
what do players really want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people. So with that in mind, my first addition to the game is this button which speaks the name of the person playing the game. Isn't that wonderful?
Jim.
Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim. But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is. Here, let's have you role-play as Jim to really simulate the full experience of this feature. Just play along. I promise you'll love it. Okay, here we go. Let's take a deep breath, clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim.
Okay.
I want you to imagine yourself living as Jim, sleeping and waking as Jim, falling in love and being
My stomach is rumbling.
seizing all of the world's possibilities as Jim, and as Jim watching your dreams crumble into dust.
Oh, thanks.
Do you feel it deeply? Are you really, truly Jim right now? If so, then please step forward and press the button.
Jim.
Yes! You see? What a thrill! What a rush! That was you!
It was.
The button described you. Do it again, do it again.
Ugh, must I?
Jim.
It hits even harder the second time. If this were the only new feature in the Stanley Parable 2, it would still be worth the money. Let's take a break from the Jim button. I'm too emotionally drained from all of this personal validation. I suppose I could allow only people named Jim to play the Stanley Parable 2. That would actually save me the work of finishing this feature.
Jump circle this map. Free trophy. Oh right, I need to find the free trophy. The button that says the name of the player that's playing the game. Merch. Settings. World Champion. The Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket. Office decorations. Epilogues. Collectibles. Infinite Hole. Exit. I don't think I want to jump down the infinite hole somehow. Where's the free trophy? Q. You are here. I mean, that is not really helping me much. Can you find them?
Ah, collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no...
Yeah, that's about right.
I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable life.
Incredible. Truly, Ubisoft inspired. Oh, I'm getting closer. What's with the creepy pile of bodies? Yay! 1 of 6! Woohoo! Awesome. Do I need to actually collect those?
God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic.
The free trophy. No and easy trophy. I can't believe it's just that simple. Is it down here? Pull the lever, receive your new trophy. No more steps. It just works.
Now here's something special. You remember that broken test trophy that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the trophy. Yes. You see, you'll come to this lever, and when you pull it, the trophy will be given to you. It's as simple as that.
Okay.
Okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now, the trophy is still fully broken. I'm not a wizard, Stanley, but I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel to at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this feature. Gamers,
I want my trophy.
I hear you, and I promise it will happen.
Then how do you get the test trophy then? It definitely said here somewhere. Each time you boot up the game, you'll notice the on-screen text comes up before the main menu starts to go strange. Eventually it'll tell you to find it if you want to start again. Alright, it says... After you play through the new content, you'll notice there is an epilogue accessible from the main menu. Play through this. After doing so, you'll be able to reach that exhibition hall again. This time the free trophy machine will work, awarding you the trophy. Alrighty. Then I shall leave.
What else? What other exhibits haven't we seen yet?
There's the jump circle, which we already did.
Let's bring the jump circle back for Stanley Parable 2 as well. It's... Oh, wait. You already spent all your jumps the first time we saw the jump circle. Oh well. I suppose it can just be a nice decorative piece then.
I guess so. There was something else through here.
Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with?
Happy 12th birthday, step niece. Get well someday.
You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you
he went for the other one.
really wanted all along. Happy 12th birthday, step-niece, it is.
What a dick.
Or actually, maybe I should have gone with... No. No, I've made my decision, we're moving on.
There's a door over here. That's the epilogue door, isn't it? I'll go and see what the deal is with the bucket, shall we? I don't know, because that feels like a final door as well. I'm confused and I don't know what to do. Oh, that's the same room, okay. Infinity, more hole falling.
Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a video game. This is, in fact, a hole that you can fall down forever. That's right. Infinite falling.
I'm pretty sure I've done that in Tomb Raider before, but I don't think you're meant to.
Time, if you like. A stunning leap forward for video games as a medium.
I don't want to fall down the endless hole. I mean, I feel like it probably doesn't work. I feel like if you go in it, he probably just lands. And he's like, oh, oops, it doesn't actually work. That's new. Okay, maybe I should go up to the bucket.
A common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I am happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game. It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket. You see, Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart. It's true. As long as you hold on to the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting. You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. And to be honest, it's a much more convenient solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes, the bucket is the perfect solution. Come on, give it a try.
Oh, he's opened the thing now. Got my bucket.
Can you feel it? The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body. And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well? I think that just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person. The benefits of the bucket seem to go on, don't they? All this and more await you in the Stanley Parable 2.
Sounds like there's still like a load of like new content. But like requires so much stuff
Most enjoyable
to do.
Video game? That really should be.
Right, I'm gonna see if I can fall down the infinite hole. I've decided. Because I'm gonna bet like everything else it doesn't work and he just lands.
You see, isn't it wonderful? One of my more ingenious concoctions, if I do say so.
I've still got my bucket.
Since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward. Great. Now, I'm very excited to show you even more of my ideas for the sequel.
Okay, I think I've seen everything but the epilogue then. I think. Although I don't know. Yeah, oh right, I think that's the same room, isn't it?
An epilogue would be fun, wouldn't it, Stanley? Yes, it would go at the end of the, Well, we'll figure that out later.
Ah, okay. I see. What haven't I seen then? Free trophy, merch. Oh, there's an exit. Where's the exit? E. I mean, I can't tell what that means, but... Oh wait, it's over here, isn't it? I saw it in a sign earlier. Can't believe how long I've been playing this game.
All right, have you seen everything you wanted to? Ready to move on now? So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features? Yes, I know.
I love them. They're great.
Clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience. Okay. Are you ready? Here it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2.
Okay. How do I go down there?
Well, I mean, there's potential here, right? It's sort of... Okay, never mind. Hold on. Let me do a different arrangement. Okay, yes, this is much better. I feel good about this. Here we go. Version 2. Who am I kidding, Stanley? This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags. And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything. I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game. I wanted fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it.
Oh, I see.
With respect, with care for the vision and integrity of the original game. Would it possibly work? I suppose it could. But it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2. Let me see if I can whip something up. All right, perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
I see. So, like, the Ultra Deluxe version, once you've done this, modifies the game and, like, adds new stuff to the game to make it different from the original. Oh, look! The Stanley Parable 2! Oh, look at the funky title screen! That is pretty cool. I have to admit, I didn't realise it would have, like, so much extra stuff going on. I apologise that I keep yawning. I feel like I've been sleeping.
This is the story of a...
But, like, I feel so tired all the time. Oh, look! The balloons!
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided...
Oh, and he's put in the fucking step niece ones that I didn't want. I mean, they're still funny, but... The way the doors are numbered in this place. The bucket!
Stanley picked up the bucket.
Oh, sweet, I've got my bucket now. Wait, where'd the photocopy... Oh, wait, the photocopier's in a different room, isn't it? And it's back to being 416.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his... This was not the correct way to...
Yeah, there was stuff about buckets I saw when I was scrolling through the endings, so maybe there's like extra
lounge was simply the place.
things that you can get now that you've got your bucket.
And here it was.
And I imagine we also have to collect the figurines at some point. Right, I'm gonna go through that one door that I was talking about like about an hour ago, and then I'm gonna put it off because I'm absolutely starving and I need lunch, so...
No, said the bucket.
Wait, what?
Don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
Now what is going on?
Good, said the bucket. Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do. Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
I'm finally going through the door. Danger everywhere.
No, stop. Look there on the wall. You see, there's a sign right there. It says, no buckets past this point. Stanley, how could you think it was okay to bring the bucket here? Unless, what if the problem is that you actually don't know what is a bucket and what isn't a bucket? I suppose...
I didn't mean to bring my bucket. How do I put it down?
Which, if that's true, well, my goodness, I think we have to do something about it. This misunderstanding could have dire consequences on the entire rest of the game if not addressed quickly and properly. So much of the impact of the story is dependent on your understanding of what is and isn't a bucket.
Oh my god. Oh, what the hell? Oh my god, this game never ends. Okay, I really need to stop. I'm so hungry. Oh, what is this? Is this a bucket?
I'm going to run you through some test scenarios, and you'll tell me whether
What is this?
is a bucket. Simple enough, right? This should tell us everything we'll ever need to know about what is or is not a bucket. Okay, let's begin.
Oh my god.
Item 1. Is this a bucket?
Yes.
Incorrect. It
What?
is a hologram of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
Stop.
Item 2. Is this a bucket? Correct.
Yay!
3D printed recreation of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
I got it right.
Item 3. Is this a bucket?
No!
This is a bucket.
No, that's not a bucket. That's a tractor.
Bucket? Correct. This is a tractor and not a bucket.
A
To be
tractor.
honest, I just sort of put this one in here as a gimme, but I was starting to get concerned that even this might be too much for you. Thank you for not making me look like an idiot. Okay, next one.
Nope, that's still a tractor. What?
This is a bucket.
No, it isn't. It's a tractor.
Item 6. Is this a bucket? Trick question. Both. Gotcha.
Dear God, please let me leave.
I can't find the next one. Let me see. It should be around here somewhere. Yes, thank you. There's nothing here. Of course it isn't a bucket. We both know full well that nothing isn't a bucket. Wait, when I say nothing isn't a bucket, that makes it sound like I'm saying everything is a bucket, which of course is not true. Unless, is that what you think? Answer me straight, Stanley. Are you trying to tell me that you believe everything is a bucket? You know what? I'm too confused to even sort it out. I've lost all sense of perspective. What is a bucket? What isn't a bucket? Mere moments ago I could answer these questions with confidence. And yet now I'm somewhat adrift. Do any of us know what a bucket is? Am I a bucket? Stanley, I can't keep doing this. I'm losing myself, and myself was all I ever had to begin with. I'm afraid the bucket is threatening to tear our relationship apart. I can't have that. I'm sorry. But I'm going to erase all buckets from the game entirely. Okay, here we go.
No. No, the bucket. My bucket.
Is everything gone? Why did everything disappear? Wait, was everything a bucket?
Everything's a bucket.
Every single thing in the game was a bucket.
It was.
God, I had no idea. Except me. I'm not a bucket after all. And you, Stanley, you're still...
Oh yeah, we're not
You're
buckets.
Not a bucket either. Oh, this is wonderful news. We're not buckets. Yes, I actually feel much more at ease right now. It's delightful to get some clarity on that issue, but it doesn't change the fact...
The cake was a lie, and everything is a bucket.
Tell you what.
The two most important rules of video games.
Put back all of the buckets, okay? And we'll know that it's all a bucket. But if you run into anyone else, maybe don't mention that. Who knows what that information might do to a person? All right, here we go.
Okay. Is the bucket still here?
Stanley had never seen the office.
Wait, what?
Lit. Was it a sign of something? He hoped it was. He hoped very much that it was.
That's different dialogue. Oh, I can. I need to stop. I'm so hungry. Right. The sequel is now paused. I need to leave. I'm too hungry. Okay. Thank you everyone for joining me on these two parts of me playing the Stanley Parable for apparently like 3 hours, which is so much more than I thought I would be playing this game for. I can safely say I like the Stanley Parable. It's a very good, very strange little game. It seems like there's still more for me to do. Dear God, I don't know if I'll ever finish this game. It's something. It's certainly something. But for right now, I need to go and get some food before I pass out. So thanks for joining me. Thanks for waiting on me coming back. It's been a time. I'm still not great. I'm still not... It's obviously, you know, losing someone that you care about is not something that you get over in any sort of period of time. That's something that stays with you for the rest of your life, because that person is always gone, and there's nothing that makes that better. And it's in the words of my friend, it's big fucking shit. But I'm putting myself back together as much as I can, and continuing with life, because the last thing that they would want is for us to all sit around staring into space and being miserable forever. That's not what they would want for any of us. So we have to pick ourselves up and carry on as best we can, in the knowledge that whatever there is after this life, wherever they are, that they're proud of us, and that they are waiting for the day when we all can be together again, and we can all hang out and reminisce and catch up, because the day will come. Hopefully not soon, as much as I'd love to see them again, hopefully the rest of us aren't making our trip to the hereafter anytime soon, but at least we know that when we get there, we can all reunite, and that will be fun. But until then, and until the next time you see me, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the